what I thought we would go through is just a little bit about the franchise, and then, of course, the success we've had here in the Washington, D.C. market as well. You know, Subway started in 1965 with Fred DeLuca. He actually was looking for raising money to be able to go to medical school, and met with a friend of the family who invested $1,000, provided him an opportunity to open up a sub-location, and open up the first location called Pete's Submarine up in Connecticut. The store didn't do great, and so the philosophy was, well, let's open up another one. So it opened the second one, and back in the early 1970s, Fred then started the idea of franchising. Starting with the one in 1965, we're over the 33,000 locations at this point in time. We've received a lot of awards and accolades. Franchising #1s in QSR magazine, Restaurant News, Entrepreneur magazine, who does an in-depth study on the franchises. I think we've been the #1 franchise concept now for like 18 out of the past 20. You know, today there's over 760,000 franchise establishments, and they generate over $1.5 trillion. And we produce 1 out of every 7 jobs in the United States. So our concept, it was pretty, simple. We wanted to try to keep this where we were true to our beginnings. Fred believes very wholeheartedly that our franchisees, as Ben was mentioning, have to stay involved and understand what they've gotten into. And if they run their business and they focus on that business, they'll be successful. So we have a simple situation. We bake our bread fresh. We make our sandwiches to order. We have a very simple operation with no cooking. Our overhead is lower than most franchise concepts that are out there today. We're an alternative to some of the burger chains and other chains that are out there in the food industry. Our concept, when we say simple operation, is that this was designed for an individual to be able to work that store by himself during the non-peak periods of time, and then be able to grow expand their labor force to meet the needs, so that it's not as labor intense as some of the other concepts that are out there as well. You know, our franchise fees to get involved in the United States are $15,000 for your first store. As Ben was mentioning, if you're approved for a second location, it reduces to $7,500. And if you're looking to purchase an existing franchise, they have a transfer fee which will be less than the $15,000 if you were just getting into the system. Our franchises are 20 years and they're renewable, and you can sell your franchise at any time, and there's a transfer process that's in place and approval processes to go with that. So with Subway, we are not involved in any type of financing. We do provide, I should say though, if you're approved, we provide equipment leasing for your store, and you're automatically approved for that. But we also work within the financial institutes to come up with individual companies that would do business with us and understand how our concepts works, to provide them with some understanding, so that they're working with our franchisees, they can work with them to, based upon their credit, be able to secure that financing. We actually have another company that's part of our family. It's called the IPC. It's International Purchasing Co-op. And they have now gotten involved where they work for our franchisees, where you'll submit an application, they'll shop it within a group of financial institutions, and then provide you back with what they believe would be the best situation for you, and they'll give you those choices. It's A, B, C. So before you would open up a business, you go through a process, and then you have to go to training. All of our training is completed for the United States or North America is up in Milford, Connecticut, and you have to complete 2 weeks of training. We then, in this particular area and around the country, the development companies will work with you on providing you with assistance on finding locations, but it's always the responsibility of the franchisee to find their location. We are then, once you provide us a location, we go through our processes to approve it, and then we provide you with the subleasing, and then actually Subway, different than a lot of other concepts, will sign the lease. So there's a company called Subway Real Estate Corporation. They sign the lease. So we control the real estate, and then you're going to sublease that and maintain, and the master lease components is your responsibility to fulfill. You will be making your payments directly to the landlord. So as I mentioned, the franchisee is responsible for finding their location. We're involved in the approval of it, and then we're going to make sure that we do the best job of providing you with information from demographics to traffic counts to success around the area with other businesses, and let you make that final decision if you want to move forward with that particular location. We provide store design. So our franchisees, when they find a location and we are able to work on a lease, we provide the architectural dimensions to a team up at Subway. They lay out the space in order to meet the operational facilities for Subway. We provide 3D rendering. Sometimes you go into locations, especially here in the DC market, where you're going into Class A offices. The landlord wants to know, what am I getting? So we provide them with drawings and let them see what the stores would look like. So before you open, you definitely will go through your 2-week training program. You'll have assistance from the local development office on site selection, and we will provide you with lease negotiations. We provide you with your equipment list. So once we design your store, we will then also take care of providing you with the list of equipment that you need to have. All of the equipment is purchased through our approved vendors. They're all direct from the manufacturer. The operations manual, it's very in-depth. We would discuss, of course, as you're going through the training program, you'll learn everything there is about running a Subway, but we also go through and provide a little bit more. We have insurance people that we talk about, the insurances that are available to you. We have relationships with them. We have relationships with the banking, financial places. They'll provide you with information so that you have a list of individuals or companies that you could contact to put everything together and to be able to get your store ready to open. Then after you open, here in this office, we have, our company is 60 strong, and there's 50 individuals that are in the operations team. They each are given a territory. They're responsible for about 28 to 30 locations, and they visit that store every month. We are one of the only brands that are out there that need to visit that locations every month. And if we don't visit, we don't get paid. So that's our partnership agreement with Subway. So we're there to provide you with, with operational support. We're there to provide you with marketing support. We're there to try to help you, but we're not there to run your business. So our royalties are 8%. Advertising fee is 4.5%. The advertising fee is set by the franchisees. Franchisees control the advertising fund. Today there's over $500 million within our advertising budget. And then why do our franchisees embrace our system? Again, we stay to our true beginnings of a quality product, low investment, flexibility in our concepts, advertising, the buying power, and operational support. And then the question that has been brought up is, who are you? If you're going to get into franchising, you do need to make sure that franchising is right for you. So we try to make it very clear on what the franchisee's responsibility is and then what the company provides, so that this way there's no confusion when you're getting involved with Subway. So in Washington, D.C., we're the largest franchisor in the metropolitan area. We have over 70 locations. Our next closest competitor is a franchise is McDonald's with a little bit over 30. This marketplace is probably one of our higher volumes as far as sales within our market. Opened up 60 locations last year, 60 locations the year before that. We anticipate that we'll be open about the same amount for the next coming few years. And we've been very fortunate. Our franchisee base is strong, and they've been able to secure their financing and run their businesses properly, and we're very pleased with this opportunity here in the marketplace. And the other nice thing is that we've had this message since 1965 of a healthy menu. We used to come up that we're a healthy alternative, and now everything's came and it's caught up to our message. So we have children who used to go to McDonald's now for kids meals now are coming to Subway. So we're starting them at a younger age, and as we get through our demographics, we're getting anyone now from a small child to an elderly person that loved coming in because they're able to get something that they enjoy.